Hi guys, today on Small Town House Prices we're going to be looking at Raglan. Raglan has got a population of 3,910 people. It is well known for its surfing and having some of the best and most consistent left-hand surf breaks in New Zealand. The town is named Raglan to honour Fitzroy Somerset, who was the first Lord of Raglan in the UK. Now that lord never actually visited New Zealand, so it sounds like it was just some sycophantic elite heaping praise on some other elite. Think of it like John Key calling a small New Zealand town Thiel after his hero Peter Thiel, the billionaire who Key gave citizenship to, even though Thiel had only been in New Zealand 12 days before it was granted, and he has never resided in New Zealand since. The current number of real estate listings for sale in this specific area shown on this map is 100, which is quite a lot for such a small area. So now let's look at a few properties that are currently for sale for anyone who is looking to buy in Raglan. The first property that we're going to be looking at was listed on the 29th of December 2025. The title says Central, Private and a Tiny Home! Exclamation mark. The description says, now priced to sell, only 2 minutes walk from the vibrant Raglan hub. You will find this stylish family home with north-facing outdoor living areas, privacy, plenty of storage, with the bonus of an amazing tiny home. So with it saying now priced to sell, they must have had the property listed previously for a higher price and have now relisted lower to this bargain price, hence price to sell. So the asking price is $1.245 million. The latest September 2023 CV is $1.075 million. The property was last purchased in March 2022 for $1.255 million. And when they purchased it, it actually had the tiny home on it then. So that's not a new addition. And before the COVID madness happened, the September 2020 CV was $790,000. Now I know it didn't, but it's almost like the COVID jab contained some sort of hallucinogen that made people turn to raving lunatics who were happy to pay absolutely any price just to get another property to add to their collection. It is so scary to see how easily people were manipulated by the RBNZ with their cheap money. The next property that we're going to be looking at was listed on the 21st of November 2025. The title says, Coastal Convenience Meets Opportunity. The description says, the living area flows easily to the north-facing rear of the home, capturing all day light and creating an inviting space for relaxed everyday living. Now I'm not sure I could be too relaxed having to pay for this property. Asking price $1.52 million. The latest September 2023 CV is $1.18 million. The property was last purchased in February 2012 for $480,000. The CV in September 2020 was $970,000. It almost seems like Raglan is in some sort of alternate reality now, I have to say. I know that some surfers do like to dabble in those special mushrooms. Could they be to blame for these prices, do you think? The next property we're going to be looking at was listed on the 22nd of October 2025. The title says Generous Home and Land. 1,892 square meters. The description says, surrounded by native garden and fruit trees, the home offers total privacy. Light-filled open-plan living flows to a generous wraparound deck, ideal for entertaining or relaxing in nature. Now that does sound nice, I have to admit. So how much extra do we have to pay for the garden and a few fruit trees? Asking price? $1.28 million. The latest September 2023 CV is $1.02 million. The property was last purchased in November 2015 for $422,000. Now they want a mere $1.28 million. Yes, another absolute bargain in Raglan. The next property was listed on the 13th of October. The title says sun, surf and ocean views in Whale Bay. The description says, be quick to snatch up this incredible Whale Bay opportunity in time for summer. Located only minutes to the surfing world famous left-hand break in the picturesque high demand area of Whale Bay. So if you want this one, by the sounds of it, you better be quick. The asking price is $1.095 million. Now this is for a 70 square meter house, which is coincidentally the same size that you can now build a detached granny flat on your property without needing building consent. The latest September 2023 CV is $1.07 million. This property was last purchased in September 2021, so peak COVID fever dream, for $1.21 million. Ouch. But look at that. In November 1981, this land sold for $5,000. If only the governments hadn't warped everything for higher and higher house prices to give the illusion of a healthy economy, we could all be living like kings in New Zealand for peanuts right now. Nobody will ever be able to convince me that the housing market New Zealand's got now is in any way better than the housing market New Zealand had then. It is a tragedy, it really is. The next property was listed on the 23rd of September 2025. The title says, privacy location inner harbour views. The description says, positioned on a premium corner site. This beautifully designed architectural retreat captures uninterrupted views across the inner harbour, Mount Karioe, and the lush greens of the Raglan golf course. So how much do we have to pay for this 489 square metres of premium corner site? Asking price, $1.489 million. The latest November 2023 CV is $1.3 million. The property was last purchased in November 2023 for $1.33 million. It looks like the land alone without the house on it was bought for $275,000 in 2017. So I hope you enjoyed today's look around Raglan. It has been an eye-opener for me. I know that there are some crazy prices around New Zealand, but Raglan seems to be in a different dimension altogether. I wonder why that is. How are young people who are brought up in Raglan ever going to be able to afford to stay there? This is the tragedy that is being repeated all over New Zealand, just so the protected few can amass property after property after property, and it's all sponsored by the government. And talking about some others of the protected few, there are not many agents in Raglan, and if you're concerned about the struggle that's out there for the agents, there is a great article on interest.co.nz today showing how much agents made in 2025. Now, I've got no affiliation with interest.co.nz, but it's well worth a look to see how much money is being siphoned into the real estate agents and agencies' pockets. So I've put a link to that article in the description. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. Cheers for that.